So I was challenged by Jenn's Home to do the 30 Random Facts About Me collaboration video. And so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna give you 30 random facts about me. Ready? Number one, go. I love the smell of pickles, but don't ever ask me to eat one, because I won't. Number two, I'm petrified of slugs. I will run and scream as if I'm being chased by Freddy Krueger himself if I see one. I hate them. Number three, before I started homesteading, I was terrified of chickens. Boy, did that change. Number four, when I was a kid, I used to bite my toenails. It's kind of gross. Number five, I'm allergic to raw onions. If I eat raw onions, it will give me like the world's worst headache. The only other person I've ever met who has an allergy like that is my aunt. Number six, I'm definitely allergic to trees. When the trees pollinate and bloom in the spring, about like what's about to start happening, I get miserable. Number seven, I've only been to a few states in my life. Of course, I live in Tennessee. I've been to Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and I've been to Florida once, but I was a baby and don't remember it. My favorite candy in the whole world are Reese Cups. I used to work at vet offices, and one of the things that I always done is when they would bring in medicine or like flavor tabs that you could hide medicine in, I was the weirdo that always sampled them. Yeah, that's me. Number 10, I don't think I could ever go off grid because I like electricity too much. I would only go off grid if it was an emergency situation and I have no choice, but if I have the choice, honey, I live in the South. I like air conditioning. My favorite animal in the entire world is horses, followed very closely with a second by dogs. Number 13, I have a dog bucket list. It's a bucket list of breeds of dogs that I want to own before I die. Winter was on that list, so I can scratch Pitbull off. Number 14, I've never flown in a plane, ever. Number 15, I hate camping. I went camping one time and it was the worst experience of my life and I vowed to never do it again. Number 16, I actually like gangster rap. Yeah. Number 17, one of my favorite artists of all time is Adele. I like everything she puts out and I've not heard a bad song by her yet. Number 18, I used to actually have horses when I was a young kid. I've had a pony named Molly and a horse named Jezebel. Number 19, I love old wives' tales. I think they're very interesting and let's be honest, more than likely there's some sort of truth to these things. Number 20, I would have probably went to culinary school if I would have thought ahead because that would have been my dream. I would have loved to have opened a restaurant and went to culinary school, but alas, I did not. 21, I actually started going to vet school. I was in the pre-med or pre-vet school that I had to be in, and I made a bad grade, and I'm one of those people that I like totally freak out, and the doctor that I was working for at the time, he was like, drop out. So I totally ruined a scholarship, a full ride scholarship. You live and you learn, I guess. Number 22, I'm like the worst speller in the world, like ever. Don't ever ask me to spell anything because I'm bad. Thank God for spell check on cell phones. Number 23, I've worked as a veterinary assistant. Number 24, I've worked in a doggy daycare. I used to walk the dogs and bathe the dogs and I actually assisted the groomer. 25, I worked in a call center. I worked in a call center where I answered phone calls for insurance and medical billing. It was fun, it was chaotic, and I got cussed a lot. Number 26, one of my first jobs was, of course, in the restaurant. I actually worked at a Crystal's when I was 16, and then I worked at KFC when I was 18. Number 27, my very first car was a Mitsubishi Eclipse. It was a 96 Mitsubishi Eclipse. It was solid red, and I loved that thing. It was right after the first Fast and the Furious movie came out, so I thought that's pretty cool. Number 28, my favorite all-time song ever in the history of forever is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. You gotta look it up. It explains me to a T. That's cheesy, but that's how I feel. Number 29, I performed in bands before, and the reason I don't think I ever went anywhere any further than what we did, which was like churches and small auditoriums where mostly it was my family like cheering me on, was because I have like really severe stage fright, like really severe stage fright, to the point that I've actually thrown up before. And number 30 is probably the most important and probably the least random fact that you may not already know, but if you've watched me for any length of time, you know this. My random fact is, I love my husband more than anything else in the whole world. He is my favorite person, and me and him are like peas and carrots, carrots and peas, and I will love him until I breathe my last. So, there is my 30 random facts. So I got tagged by Jenn's home. You can find her link down below in the description so you can watch her video. And I'm also going to tag TANGI, the caver's wife, and Farmer Meemaw. So go check them out. I will link their channels down below. You go check out their videos. And until later in our vlogs, I love you. Bye.